Welcome to the season finale of season 3 of The Strain, the episode titled The Fall. I mean, this series started off, I think I said in the last vlog, that it started off like way up here, you know, you're getting some wins, and then it's just been going downhill.
We haven't, we just have not been winning.
And so we had no idea what to expect for this episode except that things were gonna get fucked.
Yeah.
That's why this episode threw us for a giant loop about halfway through.
Because it basically did what the entire season did.
Okay, so it starts off with our group meeting with Palmer, and Palmer's like, listen, I have broken ties with the Master, I'm fucking out with him. He is coming for me, so this is your time to ambush him. We got this, guys.
It's kind of sweet on one level because Palmer and Satrakan call each other by their first names, which hasn't really happened, so it's kind of like, okay, I recognize you as like on my team, and it's kind of very subtly but meaningful. As soon as he says, oh, I'm going back to Stoneheart to wait for the Master to come for me, I'm just like, you gonna die. Satrakan is like, how did you cut ties with the Master? Because you couldn't have just handed in paperwork. Palmer's just like, I kind of pumped, Ichor's full of silver rounds.
And Satrakan's like, and you didn't call me?
Is he dead? And he's like, no, he ran away, but he's probably not gonna make it on the street. And then credits start, and I'm just like, it'll be great if we just see like Ichor's just, you know, like dragging himself along on the street corner. And what did we cut to?
Ichor dragging himself along on the street corner, and you're like, yes, he's dying. I'm still mad at him about that Dutch incident, and I haven't forgiven him. So seeing him crawling on the street is like, yes.
Well, you see what my relationship with him is. Like, I like him, and then like the moment that turns on him, I am just like, yeah, shoot him, take him out, go, go, go. I want to see him die because, yeah, he's an awful, awful person.
I liked pre-Dutch him. I was okay with that. And then he went and pulled that whole shit.
They had to do the sexualized violence thing.
And I was like,
yeah,
that's it.
I read this really interesting article the day after that episode came out about how it was the first time on The Strain that was a thing, and how it's just like the easy way out to create horror for a female character. I agree with you, but yeah, I really like what they did with his makeup.
Yeah, it was really
for this
good.
because he was kind of like a patchwork man. Because, you know, you'd see some like vampire, and then you'd see some of like the makeup, and you just see how much makeup is caked on there, and like, you know, it's kind of peeling in places. It would be a really cool cosplay if someone did it.
So anyways, he collapses, and then some vampire buddies come up and save him, and they've got automatic rifles. I don't know the technical term.
And it's just the one vampire just kind of picks him up and like slings him over his shoulder.
I think it might have even been the Master.
It was the Master.
Which is kind of cute in a weird Ichor psychology way, because you're like, the Master is saving me.
But you know, the one really interesting thing about the Master Ichor's dynamic, and I've noticed this throughout the entire show, is that, you know, in a lot of TV shows and movies, you have that weird relationship between the big bad and the henchman, where the henchman is kind of like flaky, and the big bad kind of hates his henchmen and just like puts him in shitty situations because it's funny. You can't really actually trust your henchmen, right? They have a completely and totally like cliquey relationship.
Think about it this way. What the fuck is Ichor's gonna do to him that the Master can't predict because he's in his head?
They have their fight in season 2, where it's just like, why did you not choose me? And he's like, it's okay, Ichor, I love you. You are my best. And Ichor is like, I love you too.
You can't have that fear of him betraying him. He's like, oh, well, I would see it right away.
Eldritch Palmer returns to Stoneheart, and things are looking good until they are ambushed by 2 vampires who take out his entire security team, and they use the Master's voice, which was cool because we haven't really seen that often. Always like, he looks at Palmer and he's like, where's my bomb? And Palmer's just like, oh, it's in a safe place, remember, blah blah blah, we're partners, I'm as wily as you are. The Master's just like, okay, look, awesome, we're gonna go back to our original deal, you know, so, and he reaches into his like pant leg, and he just brings out like a clump of worm dirt, which is just like a phrase I've missed saying.
Yeah.
And just shoves it down Palmer's throat, and Palmer's just like, what the hell is happening?
You're like, no, I didn't want this.
And then he's just like, you're going to live forever. And then just like worm vomits all over his face. Not as wormy as last time around.
Because they're like, the shock's gone.
Yeah, it's just like, now it's just like white. Lots and lots of white and a few worms, and then yes, so Palmer is now the master, and I'm just sitting there thinking, I'm just like, oh, Icor's, buddy, you're not gonna like this.
But turns out Icor's is just like, yay, he saved me.
Yeah, because he, like, uses magical white juice all over Icor's form, and Icor's is just like, let me die.
And I was just like, that kind of seems like cheating. Like, I feel like once you're infected by worms, that white shit should not work on you.
Mm-hmm. Like, if I were the master, I would have just dug out the bullets. Yeah. That's probably what's impeding the healing process.
I don't know. Was there ever a healing process, though? I don't think so.
Well, they heal fairly quickly. That's it's one of the things about the physiology. They, like...
Oh, okay. I just feel like once you've got those worms inside you, that white should not work. That's cheating. Like, I can regenerate all my henchmen.
And Icor's is just like, so you're Palmer now. And the master's just using, like, his normal voice to, like, and I think they're speaking German, I can't tell.
Probably at one point, yeah.
And it's just like, it's okay, it's still me, it's okay, buddy, yeah.
But it's really funny because the master's like, I haven't gotten used to this body, so he's talking like this. Like, oh my god, I can't take this seriously. Yes, I have my master plan.
You're probably having so much fun being the master,
I'm sure he's having the time of his life.
Good day.
He's like, yes!
So yeah, rest in peace, Palmer. You will be back next season as probably the master's meat suit.
I don't think he's going to be changing other bodies.
No.
So like, this is recognizable, this is fun. Unless, of course, for some reason, Palmer dies and he takes over Icor's for one last stand.
Zach is out with his vampire pet slave thing, and the vampire eats a dude, and Zach's all up in arms about it, but Kelly's like, no, you did the right thing.
She didn't even explain why it was the right thing. She's just like, oh, you did the right thing.
And he's like, Mom, I love you. And you're just like, oh god, why are we watching this? And so Icor's is sitting in his chair, and he's getting kind of made up by Kelly.
He's like, I have work to do, ha ha ha.
And they've got this really weird, creepy family dynamic, which on one hand I kind of digged, but on the other hand, I didn't like at all. Because you're just like, this is so uncomfortable.
Yes, that's exactly the word I was gonna use.
And he's like, oh, you want to see a bomb, kid? Like, I'm gonna be your new dad.
So Icor's is just like, hey, yes, we have the nuclear bomb. Look at it, it's beautiful. Take a good look. Here's the detonator. Do not push the button until the master says so. Thank you. Taking the bomb now. Bye.
The master is the one who's supposed to push the button. Only the master can push the button. And on one hand, I'm thinking, okay, only the master can push the button. On the other hand, I'm just like, you want to push the button? Icor dons a hat and these ridiculous sunglasses that I want. They're just the weirdest things ever. They're very, like, ornate on the sides. And it's like, okay, we're gonna go plant this bomb, and he has his, like, human person. He's like, you are gonna be my human person. And he's like, thank you for the honor. Now go plant my bomb.
So, Icor's is running around doing errands. And meanwhile, the team is preparing for the assault on Stoneheart. And they're like, they've got their plan, they've got their lead-lined coffin, they've got their jammer, and they're like, okay, we got this, let's go. They don't know that Palmer has been taken over by the master, so they're like, let's go defeat him. And so they all split up. Quinlan goes and, like, does a circle of the perimeter, realizes that something is up with the master, and that something has gone horribly, horribly wrong. Meanwhile, F and Satrakan go up and they're, like, facing Palmer, and Palmer is acting a little strangely and knows just a bit too much, and they're like, shit.
It takes them so long. We were yelling at the screen until the master, it's almost like the master is just sick of it.
Yeah, he's like, come on. I don't know. Starts with an M and ends with Aster. Who am I?
Fett is chilling with the coffin. Dutch is trying to get the master voice manipulator up and running. We deal with Fett and Dutch's relationship in a scene.
They kind of make up. They're like, I'm sorry it ended like that.
I wish it hadn't. And they're like, well, we both wish it hadn't.
Maybe we can be friends, eh? Doesn't matter. Basically, Af and Satrakan end up in a fight with the master, and it looks like they're gonna lose because the master is way too strong. Then in storms Quinlan!
Oh my god, it's so badass. Yeah. Quinlan is so badass in this episode because you watch him just destroy this vampire.
This random vampire who's just shooting at him with a gun, and you're like, yeah.
And it's funny because he's behind the pillar, he's like, okay, fine. This was supposed to be easy, but okay. If this is what I gotta do, this is what I gotta do. Violently decapitates this thing over the edge of the thing, and it's just like...
It's just so badass.
Yeah. They have the master's voice thing running, and Quinlan just kind of opens the door, and it's like, hello, it's me. And just, like, grabs him and just starts wailing on him. The other two are just like, this is happening.
this is working. We're winning.
Working.
Quick, get the coffin in place.
And so they get him in the coffin and they slam the coffin's lid closed and they're all just kind of standing there.
And you're just sitting there like, that happened.
What? Have we gone off book?
What are we supposed to do now?
And so it just like cuts to a commercial and cuts and they're all just kind of like sitting around the room like, okay, so what the hell do we do now?
Well, and then tracking, of course, is just like, okay, we gotta get this thing to the ocean. Fucking stat guy.
And Quinlan is like, I'm alive. My entire life's purpose, once this is at the bottom of the ocean, what do I do? Okay, well, I guess I killed the vampires, but what do I do after?
I'm gonna live forever.
And so they go and they leave F because F's gotten sliced open. So with the master in the coffin, the master's voice is now gone in the back of all the heads. And Icor's is just like, oh my god, what the hell? I can't hear him. I can't hear him. Take me back to Stoneheart. And meanwhile, Kelly's control over herself is slipping because the master's kind of held her personality
in check.
And so Zach's like, let's go check on the master. He's upstairs.
And Kelly sees F, who was bleeding, and she immediately attacks him. And it's like so close every time. Like he's even got her by the stinger. He's got gloves on technically, but he's got her by the stinger and it looks like it's gonna be the end, and then he takes like a medical tool and jams it in her throat, and that's it for her. And Zach's just standing there like, that was my mother. And you're like, oh, fuck.
And he's just like, it's over. And Zach's just like, okay. So there were a few moments in this season where Zach kind of rose in my esteem a few times. He had a few clever moments. There was kind of like hints at character development.
Because then he's just like, I'm so angry.
I hate you.
Press the nuke button.
Well.
Oh yeah, that's right. Nuke the fucking city to punish your father. That is.
I don't know if he sent a message.
He sent a message, but he also sent that message to everyone pretty much in the world, let's call it that.
And so Icorst is in that car. It's just like, this is a new development.
As the car just gets like tossed.
The Statue of Liberty is where the bomb was planted because symbolism. Our heroes with the coffin are just kind of like standing there watching it explode, and Fett's just like, okay, get the hell down. Like everybody gets this. And then Quinlan is just like,
what is this?
This was too easy. I think I shrieked.
Oh yeah, you did. And I'm like, it's fine. And lo and behold, it's fine. But the coffin goes flying, and because they only had a couple latches on it, and I'm like, why did you not like bind this thing in as much as you can just in case? Like that should have been like thing one.
They nuked the fridge pretty much.
Yeah, he Indiana Jones'd it through the nuclear explosion. The master is free to roam the streets.
And Quinlan is like, we have to go get him. And Fett is like, no, we have to get underground because if that fallout comes this way, we're gonna start glowing.
And that shit ain't fun.
And so we have to go underground, and it's like, oh no, don't go underground because it's underground. It's where the vampires are.
Yeah. And so Icorst runs up and he encounters Zach leaving the building. And now Zach has been standing in front of this building, staring at the devastation that he has single-handedly caused. And he's like, people are dying and in pain, and like the city is just torn apart. No expression. Nothing.
And Icorst just kind of walks up. You kind of get that he liked Kelly. Like,
yeah, he did.
Like, and it's not like in a like weird romantic way. It's just like, finally I had an equal who was my friend and who loved the master as much as I did, but I kind of loved him a little bit more. Where's your mom? Oh, Dad stabbed her.
I'm sorry, kid.
I'm sorry, son. And then they walk off together. And I'm like, I'm digging your costume, but this is so messed up.
I'm pretty sure Zach is a sociopath.
And so the final shot we get is just thousands of vampires running through the streets of New York City, and the city is stained red, and it's very stylized and kind of harkens back to the opening that we've had this entire season. And all I can think when, closing shot, thank God we got renewed, because if this is what we were left with,
I thought that would have been disastrous.
I know, right? I liked it.
I guess so. I am just ready for the next season because there's got to be more wins in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, my problem with this is we're not getting enough wins. It's always like, hey, you think you're getting something bad, we're slapping you back down. Even Game of Thrones had some wins. Like,
I kind of hope that next season it's going to be like 3 years later or something awful.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Just so it's just like, okay, we have accepted our vampire overlords. Now let's nuke New York City again.
It would be kind of fun. It would be different. It would be changing up the run of things. things, you know? You have this cool, like, almost Mad Maxian society.
Exactly, because you got the Mad Maxi colors for the last 10 minutes.
It would be really cool. I totally appreciate that.
Quinlan would be in his element.
Oh my god. And Gus. Quinlan and Gus,
oh
like,
my god,
finally
they would be
teaming
so
up.
awesome together.
And then Fett could be the demolitions expert, and
I'd watch that.
Watch the crap out of that.
So, things you didn't expect, because I was surprised that Satrakan made it this long.
Yeah, I know you were. I kind of thought they'd probably keep him because, like, he's so beloved, right? So they can save it for the end and have a dramatic death.
I thought that they would have him die in this episode, and then it would kind of force F and Fett either to have to consolidate their issues or just, like, completely splinter the group.
Think about it this way. That would involve focusing on F more. I think the show writers have realized that
definitely.
He is not the favorite character, so they kind of need Satrakan in there to, like...
This entire season has shifted the focus from F to Fett. Like, Fett was at the center of more storylines than F was. F became this kind of fringe character, which suits him so much better.
It does.
Because you don't have to deal with his bullshit, so he just kind of is doing stuff along the outside.
Yeah, and you're like, okay, he's got some emotional things happening over there. That's fine, that's great. That's a great secondary character.
Now, granted, he's drinking so much that I'm surprised he's still alive.
Hey, when the nuclear apocalypse hits, who needs a liver?
Well, not F.
Yeah. Things that surprised me. Kind of surprises me that Icorst is still alive.
I don't know. I expected him to hang on.
Yeah, he's so much fun. Like, I'm not like, oh god, he's still alive and I'm so angry, but it's just
But think of him as like a Mad Max villain, because he's perfect.
Which is wonderful, like, I admit.
He's perfect, and like, he's got the new clothing scheme. He looks like he belongs in a Western now.
Yeah, he's kind of like Men in Black-y almost, a little, I don't know, there's a bunch of things going on there that just really work. Kind of steampunk.
Yeah, the glasses are very steampunk.
Yeah.
Kind of shocked Kelly died.
Yeah, that was probably what shocked me. And I'm now like, we're down to one woman, guys. Can
Yeah,
Fine.
I mean, we lost the councilwoman.
We lost the councilwoman, we lost Nora.
What happened to that girl the rat catcher was seeing in this season? Did she just leave?
If she was smart, she left.
I hope Gus is okay.
I'm sure he's fine.
I miss Angel.
I know. But yeah, so that's been our review of the final episode of season 3. Tell us what you guys thought and what you guys think is gonna happen next season. And we will see you guys later.